One day, every single person watching this video will experience the same moment. A moment when the world you know suddenly disappears. Your family may be standing around you. Doctors may be trying to save you. But something far greater is happening, something that no human eye can see. Your soul is about to leave your body. According to Islam, death is not the end. It is only the beginning of a journey that every human being must take, a journey through the unseen world, toward the day of judgment. But what exactly happens the moment a person dies? What does the soul see? Who comes to take it? And what is the very first thing that happens after death? Tonight we are going to explore the incredible reality described in the Qur'an and authentic hadith about what happens after death in Islam, and the truth may change the way you see your life forever. The final moments of life. Imagine a person lying on their bed during their final moments. The room may look normal. Family members may be crying. But according to Islamic teachings, something extraordinary begins to happen that no one else in the room can see. The angels begin to descend. If the person was a believer who lived a righteous life, the angels arrive with beautiful faces shining like the sun. They bring with them a fragrance from paradise. They sit around the dying person as far as the eye can see. But if the person lived a life of disbelief and corruption, the angels that arrive are terrifying. Their faces are dark and frightening. They carry with them cloths from the fire of hell. This moment is the beginning of the separation between the soul and the body. And then another angel arrives, the angel whose duty has never changed since the beginning of humanity. The angel responsible for taking every single soul that has ever lived. The angel of death. In Islam, the one who takes the soul is known as the angel of death. No king, no billionaire, no powerful leader has ever escaped him. When the appointed time comes, he stands at the head of the dying person, and he speaks to the soul. If the person was a believer, he says words that bring peace. "O good soul, come out to the forgiveness and mercy of your Lord." At that moment, the soul leaves the body gently. The Prophet Muhammad described it as being like a drop of water flowing from a jug. There is no struggle, no pain, only relief. But for the one who rejected faith and lived in wrongdoing, the angel of death says very different words. "O evil soul, come out to the anger and punishment of your Lord." And the soul tries to hide inside the body, but it is pulled out violently. The Prophet compared it to pulling a thorny branch through wet wool. Painful, terrifying, and unavoidable. The journey of the soul. Once the soul leaves the body, the angels immediately take it. For the righteous believer, the soul is wrapped in a cloth from paradise. A beautiful fragrance spreads from it. The angels carry it upward toward the heavens, and as they pass groups of angels in the sky, the angels ask a question. Whose beautiful soul is this? And they reply with the best names that the person was known by in their life. Then they reach the gates of the first heaven. The gates are opened, and the soul continues ascending through the heavens, until it reaches a place where Allah commands that the soul be recorded among the righteous. But for the wicked soul, the journey is very different. The angels carry it upward, but when they reach the gates of heaven, they are not opened. Instead, the soul is thrown back down toward the earth, returning to the place where the body lies. Because the next stage of the journey is about to begin. The return to the grave. Soon after the burial, when the family and friends walk away from the grave, something incredible happens. The soul is returned to the body in a way that only Allah understands, and the person becomes aware again. But this time they are inside the grave, alone. The darkness surrounds them. The silence is overwhelming, and suddenly two beings appear. Two angels whose task has remained unchanged for every human who has ever been buried. Their names are Munkar and Nakir, and they have come to ask the most important questions of a person's entire existence. Questions that determine what happens next. The three questions of the grave. The angels sit the person up, and they ask three questions. Who is your Lord? What is your religion? And who is your prophet? For the believer who lived their life sincerely following Islam, the answers come easily. My Lord is Allah. My religion is Islam. My prophet is Muhammad. And then something incredible happens. The grave expands. Light fills the space. A door to paradise is opened, and the person is shown their place in paradise that awaits them. But for the one who ignored the truth, the answers cannot be given. They hesitate. They struggle. They say, "I do not know." And the grave begins to close in around them. Darkness replaces the light, and a door to hell is opened so they can see the place that awaits them. The beginning of Barzakh. After this questioning, the soul enters a stage known as Barzakh. This is the life of the grave. A world that exists between this life and the day of judgment. For the righteous believer, Barzakh becomes a place of peace. The grave becomes like a garden from paradise. They experience comfort and rest while waiting for the day of resurrection. But for the one who rejected faith, the grave becomes a place of distress, a narrow prison filled with regret. And this state continues until the day when the trumpet is blown and all humans are resurrected. But that moment, the moment when the entire universe will change forever, is something we will explore in part 2. Because what happens next is even more astonishing. The resurrection, the gathering of all humanity, and the final judgment before Allah. And that reality is something every soul will one day face. After the questioning in the grave, time continues to pass. Days turn into years. Years turn into centuries. Empires rise and fall on earth. Entire civilizations disappear. But the souls in the world of Barzakh remain in their graves, waiting for a moment that will change the entire universe forever. A moment that has been promised since the creation of humanity. A moment when every human who has ever lived will stand again. The day of resurrection. And when that day arrives, the universe itself will begin to collapse. The end of the world. One day, when Allah wills, the angel assigned to the trumpet will receive a command. In Islamic teachings, this angel is known as Israfil. For thousands of years he has been waiting, holding the trumpet close to his lips. When the command comes, he blows the trumpet, and the sound echoes across the entire universe. The sky begins to tear apart. Mountains crumble into dust. Oceans overflow. The sun darkens. The moon loses its light. Every living creature on earth falls dead. Kings, leaders, billionaires, the powerful and the weak, no one remains alive. The Qur'an describes this moment as the day when the entire world will be completely transformed. Nothing of the world we know will remain. Everything will come to an end, except Allah. Silence across the universe. After the first blowing of the trumpet, an unimaginable silence fills existence. There are no voices, no movement, no life anywhere. The universe remains in this state for a time that only Allah knows. Then comes the moment that every soul has been waiting for, the second blowing of the trumpet, the resurrection. When the trumpet is blown again, something incredible begins to happen beneath the earth. Graves begin to open. Dust begins to move. Bones that turned into powder begin to reform. Bodies that were buried thousands of years ago begin to rebuild piece by piece. Every human being who has ever lived, from the first person to the last, is recreated. And suddenly the earth bursts open. People rise from their graves, confused, terrified, not understanding what is happening. The Qur'an describes them saying, "Who has raised us from our resting place?" But the reality quickly becomes clear. This is the day they were warned about. The day of judgment, the gathering of humanity. All of humanity is gathered onto a vast plain. Imagine billions upon billions of people standing together. Every generation, every nation, every king, every servant, everyone who ever lived. The sun is brought extremely close above their heads. People begin to sweat according to their deeds. Some sweat only a little. Others sweat up to their ankles. Some sweat up to their knees. Some sweat up to their chest. And some are drowning in their own sweat because of the weight of their sins. Fear spreads across the crowd. People begin searching for help. They begin searching for someone who can speak to Allah on their behalf, searching for intercession. Humanity turns to the prophets. First they go to Prophet Adam. They say, "You are the father of humanity. Ask Allah to begin the judgment." But Adam says he cannot. Then they go to Prophet Ibrahim, then Prophet Musa, then Prophet Isa. Each one says they cannot intercede. Finally, humanity goes to Prophet Muhammad, and he accepts the responsibility. He falls into prostration before Allah, and after praising Allah, permission is given for the judgment to begin. This moment is known as the Great Intercession, and it marks the beginning of the final judgment of every soul, the Book of Deeds. Then comes one of the most serious moments of the Day of Judgment. Every person is given a book. Inside this book is every single action they performed in their life. Every word, every good deed, every sin. Nothing is missing. Nothing is forgotten. The Qur'an says people will be shocked and say, "Why is this book leaving nothing small or big without recording it?" Some people receive their book in their right hand. These are the successful ones. Their faces shine with happiness. They know their destination is paradise. But others receive their book in their left hand or behind their backs. Their faces become pale with fear because they know what awaits them. The scales of justice. After the books are given, the deeds are placed on the scales. On this day, Allah's justice is perfect. Even the smallest good deed matters. A single sincere act of kindness could save a person. A single injustice could destroy a person. Nothing escapes the scales. Every prayer, every charity, every lie, every act of cruelty. Everything is measured, and the result determines the next stage of the journey, the bridge over hell. After the judgment, humanity must cross a bridge known as As-Sirat. This bridge stretches across hell. It is described as thinner than a hair and sharper than a sword. Below it burns the fire of hell. People cross the bridge according to their deeds. Some cross like lightning. Some cross like the wind. Some cross running. Some cross walking slowly. Others crawl across it. And some lose their balance and fall into the fire below. It is one of the most terrifying moments of the entire Day of Judgment. But those who live their lives with faith and sincerity will cross safely, because Allah guides them across the gates of paradise. For those who succeed, the gates of paradise appear. The angels welcome them with words of peace. They say, "Peace be upon you for what you patiently endured." How excellent is the final home! Paradise is beyond human imagination. Rivers flow beneath beautiful gardens. There is no sickness, no sadness, no death. Only peace, joy, and eternal happiness. And the greatest reward of all is being close to Allah. The reality of hell. But for those who rejected faith and committed great injustice without repentance, the destination is different. They are led toward the fire of hell. The Qur'an describes its flames as massive and terrifying.